That's the worst Halloween I ever had. Because of you, dummy, stupid man.
This is Comic Book Lexicon. I'm Stephen Thomas.
And I'm Joshua of Grand Rapids.
And we're doing a quick haul video today. So earlier we went to a comic book store in Grand Rapids called Outer Limits. And I picked up some stuff. Josh is going to be showing some stuff that he got from a friend.
Yeah, Darren Regal. He's a YouTube seller, and I'm gonna... Everything that you'll see from me came from him, and I'm gonna link him in the description of this video. So if you see anything that looks legit to you, one, you're right, and two, check out his eBay.
Alright, so we're just going to go back and forth. Josh is going to show the stuff that he got from his friend, and then I'm going to show the stuff that I picked up today at the shop. Alright, so go ahead, tell me what we got in front of us here.
This is the Slave Labor Free Comic Book Day issue. Well, I don't want to say one of the last milk and cheese things that Dorkin did, but I do want to say it's probably one of the very, very few things he did post-2000.
Right.
And you should follow him on Instagram.
Dorkin?
Yeah. Everybody should follow him on Instagram. He's selling, like, fixed price auctioning his stuff, almost like a raffle. Yeah, I guess it's more of a raffle, you should say, where it's like he will draw something and list it at a price, and it's low prices, like $50, $60, $75 type stuff. And anyone that comments is entered in. So it's like, don't leave a comment if you can't afford $50, but you are only paying $50 for Evan Dorkin art.
Right.
You leave a comment, and one of the comments gets randomly selected, and
that's
you want a chance to have this art for cheap as fuck.
That's interesting. Do you want me to just drop it on top of it?
Yeah.
Okay. So I picked this up on Josh's recommendation. I don't know a lot about Brendan McCarthy, but this looks pretty cool. So I'm not going to flip through it, but I just thought the art was pretty interesting. And they had this sale, it was 80% off these, so
yeah,
I couldn't leave it.
Yeah, for sure. I don't know a lot about this. We each got a copy. We each got a copy of this and another comic you'll see later on in the video. 80% off, hard to say no. And I don't know a lot about it, but I do know this is basically exploring the Steve Ditko connection between Spider-Man and Doctor Strange.
Right.
And it even, like, they comment on, like, oh, hey, we both do the same type of thing with our hands. So, there's a lot of affection for Silver Age Marvel, specifically Ditko, going on in there. And that's, other than Brendan McCarthy art, the reason that I was most interested in it. And the floppies aren't always cheap, so I was happy that you found that.
Yeah, that's
and that
cool.
you found a second one. And I was really happy that Darren found that for me. This is what started the whole conversation. Because I had probably had this in my eBay cart 2 or 3 times and taken it out because the sellers that I was getting it from were assholes. And I was like, fine, I'm not getting anything from you.
Yeah.
Like, if you don't know how to have a conversation about shipping and talk to your potential customer like an idiot, I'm not going to waste my time chasing you around. I'm already offering you money.
Yeah.
So I just pull up anchor. And this just shows up in my DMs one day, and he's like, hey, you have any interest in this? By the way, my local comic book shop has a bunch of shit that's 50 cents that shouldn't be. So tell me what you're looking for. And that's how this whole haul on my end happened.
Right.
But I'm happy to find this. I was looking for it for a while. You can see, Evan Dorkin working for Epic. Like,
yeah.
Not much more you could want. Epic Comics kicks ass. So.
Yeah. I grabbed this Slash Maraud, even though I have this one. I'm only missing 4 and 5. So if you have 4 and 5, message me.
Yeah, trade them.
Yeah, trade me. So.
Our Instagrams are linked in the description. So DM the dude. I've been getting a lot more into Art Adams lately. I know nothing about this, but he threw it at me. It's an early, maybe his first Dark Horse work is this cover Art Adams did for Animal Confidential. No interior art from him that I know of, but
That's cool.
yeah.
They had these just sitting on the counter when I walked in. I don't know if this was from this year or what, but
Nor
it's
do I.
like a Halloween special, part of Shiver. I actually have this in the collected version, but it was just for free, and I liked seeing it in the comic book size.
Yeah.
I thought that was interesting.
And I have no Junji Ito, so got some Scatterbrain. Yeah. Comical comic anthology by a lot of really legit people put out by Dark Horse. The main reason I said yes to the inclusion when I was asked if I wanted it is how much humor stuff do you get from Mike Mignola?
Not much.
So I mean, you know this. I'm not trying to be an edgelord or anything like that. I'm just not the biggest Mike Mignola fan in the world.
Yeah.
I understand why people are.
And I'm one of the biggest. Well,
yeah.
I love his work, yeah.
But I mean, I can't say no to someone with his storytelling chops doing funny.
Yeah, it's definitely an interesting find. You grabbed this from me out of the bin because I do not have this, but you did already. Maximortal, Rick Veitch. So one of the
Wessy's doing farming.
most strange stories that I've ever looked at. I've definitely read it, but I don't have it. I don't have this issue at least. So.
If you want to see a blonde Superman flying around with his Pa Kent equivalent's head in his hands, pick this up.
Yeah.
And if you don't want to see it, pick it up. Got an issue of Guff. I didn't know anything about it. There's a lot of stuff I don't know anything about when it comes to like humor anthologies and a lot of underground humor books.
Yeah.
Not that Dark Horse is at all underground. They're not remotely underground. I would barely even classify them as independent. But he sent me a picture. Or no, he didn't send me a picture. He said which issue it was, and I looked it up, and I saw this image, and there's this young cat that we both follow and are friendly with on Instagram named Jasper Jubenville. His art looks a lot like this, so I'm really interested in digging into it. And Jasper is going to be linked in the description as well. Everyone should check him out. He's got a really rad original character called Dynamite Diva that he's put out like 3 issues of so far.
Yeah, I think something new just came out. Not even sure. I got excited when I saw these, and then I realized that it's the 12 issues. So this is Farrell Dalrymple doing, I don't even know, I've never even heard of this before.
Nor have I. I knew he did some stuff for Marvel with like Omega the Unknown.
Yep.
But I didn't know anything about this.
So I looked inside, the drawings look very much like, I don't know, earlier him, but...
I love earlier him.
Yeah, but I'm going to have to locate 10 more issues of this, so...
It might not be easy, but I have a feeling that because Wednesday Warriors suck, that they will all be maybe not this cheap, but $1 or less.
Should be attainable.
Yeah. One of these went to Steve because I already had it, but I already had number 3, but he hooked me up with Instant Piano 1, 2, 3, and 4. So 3's in the other room. But this is a beautiful, gorgeous, I can't say enough good things about it, anthology series from Dark Horse. This is on par with like the type of stuff that Evan Dorkin would have been doing for slave labor graphics when we were in like 8th and 9th grade, before they blew up and were worth more money, I guess. I don't know if you remember, but like I'd bring in these like quarter bin finds in high school that would be like, I don't remember what it was called. It was some sort of key, maybe keyhole, but it was like this Dean Haspiel.
I don't remember.
You don't remember that? it reminds me very much of that type of stuff. So like there is a nostalgia value, I guess, but the nostalgia for these old black and white anthologies would not exist if the books weren't good to begin with.
Yeah.
There's a huge glut of, I don't know, independent black and white anthologies, so there is a difference between the good ones and the bad ones. You don't just grab any of them.
Yeah. This will probably be one of the most mainstream modern books you'll ever see on our channel.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I have been like trying to figure out what's been going on with modern publishers for the last couple of weeks, just like kind of browsing, and it's hard to figure out what to buy. I like Batman, but they publish so many Batman titles, I never know where to start.
Yeah, I feel like if Batman was a little less ubiquitous, I wouldn't have such an easy time disliking Batman.
Yeah. But then today when we were at the shop, I saw this and I kind of flipped through it and it looked pretty good. I mean, the drawings were nice and they didn't go way over the top with the digital treatment of it. Like the coloring doesn't look so insane. So I decided to grab these 2 issues. I guess there's one still coming out. But I like this one. It reminds me of Alien for some reason, just because.
The featureless top under that red hood mask with the very, very gnarly mouth underneath. It's very xenomorph.
None of these names really ring out to me. I know who Jeff Johns is, but I'm not familiar with the other 2 people on the cover.
No.
But yeah, I hope it's good. I don't have high hopes for it, but
I've heard it was great from people that didn't have high hopes for it.
Yeah.
If you don't mind me handling your book.
Go ahead.
I just liked this one shot when you were briefly flipping through it. I don't like Alex Ross. Not that I feel like, oh, I'm cool, don't worry. But regardless of me not liking Alex Ross, that Alex Ross cover for Batman Black and White with the scarred up back is really iconic, and that's the first thing I thought of when I saw this. So they're definitely drawing on some tried and true imagery at the very least in this story. So,
well, now that you opened my book, now it probably went from a 9.8 to a 9.4. So appreciate that.
I'll slip you 10. So he asked me what kind of stuff I was looking for. I forgot the whole rest of the stack was this title. And he was listing off the type of stuff that was there, and it was a lot of stuff that I had or was so near complete I didn't want to bother him with like looking for specific issues. So one of the things I listed was like, I only have a few issues of Dragon Ring and Dragon Force, and that's pre-Hulk Dale Keown.
Yeah, I didn't know that. That's why when you told me that, I was like pissed because I've seen this in places before and I didn't pick it up.
You'll see it more. It's everywhere. I don't ever see as many issues in one place as what he sent me. I love this cover. I'm so glad I finally have it. I almost bought this once for $4. I'm like, no, this is a $1 bin book. I'm not gonna crack. Not gonna crack. And bam.
That's awesome.
It is all so tight.
Nice finds.
Yeah. Unfortunately, the reproduction on the inside isn't that great, but no Aircell comics ever are. But they knew how to... They didn't know how to print very well, but they knew how to hire really fucking amazing artists.
Yeah. So one of the first things I grabbed when I walked in, just based on it being in the 40% off spot, was this.
I just realized that's a pussy.
Yeah, I didn't even put that together.
Right on the cover.
So I had heard of this guy Daniel Warren Johnson before, but that's the artist, I'm assuming, right? Yeah, story and art by Daniel Warren Johnson. But I had never really like taken some time. It kind of has like a little Paul Pope kind of vibe.
little bit of Paul Pope, a little Becky Cloonan.
But I think it's really, really cool looking. Some really nice artwork in here. Some nice layouts. I don't know.
Almost a little bit of Stokey.
Yeah. The last thing that I got, so I buy, sell, trade, collect vintage t-shirts. And when I had been in this spot, I found one or two vintage t-shirts. So I just asked the guy if they had any more old shirts. And he's like, no, I don't think so. Maybe. I think upstairs. And he's like, and then he kind of nervously was like, well, maybe next time you come through, I'll look for you or whatever. And I was like, because at this point my interest is like peaked, so I'm like, well, what if we just stepped out? I didn't think he was actually gonna make us step out. I was just trying to be like cool, you know what I mean?
Yeah, then I had to heave myself up off the floor because he said yes.
Yeah.
Dick.
Yeah, he was like, and then he stood there for a second. I was like, oh, do you actually want us to step out? And he's like, yeah. I was like, all right, no problem, whatever. And then I didn't really expect much. I thought maybe, because he just said...
It was only a couple minutes that we were outside.
Yeah. What did he say? He's like, I'm going to have like an old Magic the Gathering shirt or something like that.
Yeah, he made it sound like it was a bunch of like RPG shirts and shit like that.
Yeah. What I ended up bringing out was this box of old anime shirts. This is this incredible find. Curse of the Undead Yoma is a great anime movie.
Before you move forward too much, should we link your Ghost of the Shelf in this video?
And we'll put the Instagram to my shirts in the description of this video.
Okay.
Cutie Honey, which I was not aware of, but you said was some kind of like...
It's like shonen softcore superhero porn. Like, imagine if the transformation scene that happens in every Sailor Moon episode was the point of the show.
Yeah.
And the point wasn't that it looked cool. The point was that she's briefly naked and you're a 13-year-old boy. Like, that's basically what Cutie Honey is.
This one's sealed. Angel of Darkness. This is a good anime. Another, like, a lot of these are like sort of horror themed. I've never seen this one before. Wanted Dead or Alive. So a lot of these are Go Nagai Productions or whatever. Another Angel of Darkness. This is another one that I've seen images of, but I've never watched it. These are all from like the late 90s, it looks like. Mid-late 90s. And then, you said this was Kazar?
Yeah, Andy Kubert Kazar.
Yeah, this is cool.
If you don't sell that, I might
You
try to
might
scan
count
it
it.
off you.
Dark Victory Catwoman, which is cool. This really, really old Batman shirt, which is like an even older image. So this is the 1988 shirt. And then these two Hulk versus... I'm not sure
like
who
some
that's...
John Byrne Savage Land character. It's
Yeah.
really weird.
And then this Daredevil looks like David Mack, watercolor style shirt. This is a big find for me. You know, with the way vintage is, sometimes it's hard to... It's just cool to uncover something like that once in a while. So I was pretty happy. I wish this Curse of the Undead shirt was a L and not a XL, but...
It's 2020. The struggle's real for everyone. When the struggle's real, the hustle gets realer.
Yeah.
And so, like, the clouds parted and God showed his face on you today.
I got lucky today. It was a good day for finding stuff. So, all right. Well, this is just a brief haul video. We got some other content coming soon. All our information is in the description. Like, we're gonna have a bunch of stuff in the description of this one.
Yeah, it's gonna be loaded.
So, all right, guys. Thanks for watching.
Bye. I love you. Drive safe.